Recently, I attended and spoke at a singles event, and I did a video based on some of the questions that the singles submitted to me beforehand. Of course, they're all looking to marry, and that's why they brought in a relationship expert to talk about some of the questions that they had. Why were they not connecting? Why were they not finding that love of their life? So one woman asked me a question. I'm assuming it's a woman, but it says, does the absence of anxiety mean that I'm in a healthy relationship? And then, does the presence of anxiety mean I'm in an unhealthy one? I love knowing from my audience because this is one person who I know happens to be single. And so she's struggling to figure out how to determine if, he is Mr. Right or not. But this question is true for many of us. So I want to break it into its two parts. The first part is, does the absence of anxiety mean I'm in a healthy relationship? Well, it is certainly a good sign. If you are in a relationship with someone and you have peace, you're not fighting too much, your conflicts seem to be at a manageable level, there's a relative effortlessness of the relationship, then that is, or seemingly, a healthy relationship. It's when the relationships are unhealthy that we will often have anxiety, fighting, tension, stress. So again, the absence of anxiety is a good sign. It is not 100% because I guess what I'm saying, it's not 100% if you think that there's any catch-all, be-all, end-all, and this is going to be forever perfect and we won't ever have to worry about divorcing. Maybe I'm going too far because this person just wants to know if it's a healthy relationship. So my answer to the first half would be probably. There's no anxiety. You've been together for a while. Peace, follow the peace. But the second half that says, does the presence of anxiety mean I'm in an unhealthy one? That one can go both ways. For instance, you may be in a healthy relationship. This may be a wonderful person for you to be with, but you're always anxious. Where does the anxiety come from? Are you an anxious person because you've always been an anxious person? Well, if you've always been an anxious person, that means whether or not you're with the right person, you're not going to lose that anxiety. That's inside of you, and you have to teach yourself how to manage your anxiety. You have to teach yourself, do I have a pessimistic spirit? Am I a skeptic? Am I always anxious because I'm terrified that I might make the wrong mistake, wrong decision? So you have anxiety does not mean that's an unhealthy relationship. It could just be you. However, it could also mean that it's not a healthy relationship if the anxiety is solely when you're with that person, about that person, something about the times you're together. Again, I'm not normally an anxious person, but every time I'm with this one, I just feel tension right here in my chest. Then that may mean it's not a healthy relationship. I hope this makes sense. When I'm in a healthy relationship, you can tell because there's definitely, or let me see, when you have peace, there's a good chance that's a healthy relationship. But when you don't have peace, when you do have anxiety, it either means you're always anxious and that anxiety is something you've had for quite some time and it's just you, or you're not an anxious person, but this new anxiety is identifying that this relationship, if not unhealthy, just might not be the one for you. Does that make sense? I hope so. So remember, the opposite isn't always true. If this is true, then that one is not. Go a little bit deeper. Ask your friends. Am I known as an anxious person? I'm not. Am I always worried? Was I this way with boyfriend number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? and ask the Holy Spirit for discernment once you hear their responses. Hope this helps. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching Breakfast with Bacon. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.